The Staffa, Old Hairy Rocks, Jurassic Coast are just one of the many fascinating geological landforms that can be found in Britain. Britain is best known for its breathtaking mountains, cliffs, different rock formations, and many more. The question is why? Why is Britain blessed with many beautiful landforms? I am Kent Lawrence Cortez, and today we will be exploring the rocks of Britain. Before we begin, let me introduce first the objectives of my report. First, to know the significant geological events and evolution of Britain. We will be talking about 4 significant geological events that occurred millions of years ago that played a vital role in forming Britain's geological characteristics. And we will see a glimpse of how the landmass evolved through different ages. Second, to know what are the major rock units in Britain and their location. And lastly, to know the effects of the diverse geology of Britain on the engineering industry, specifically to infrastructures, energy, and resources. This is the map of Britain. It is composed of 3 countries, which are Scotland, England, and Wales. Britain has a surface area of 209,331 square kilometers and a population of 69,993,140 as of 2019. This is the geological map of Britain. You can see that it is very diverse with different kinds of rocks that are distributed throughout the landmass. We have learned from the previous topics that orogeny, or also known as orogenesis, is a mountain building process that caused by the collision of plates. We will use that knowledge to understand the geological events that happened in Britain millions of years ago. The first significant geological event was the Caledonian orogeny, which happened 490 million years ago. The event was caused by several small continents when Avalonia and Baltica went straight ahead to Laurentia to collide and form a new landmass. The ocean between the colliding plates was called the Lapitous Ocean, and it was subducted. Following the ocean subduction created the volcanoes whose ash remnants can still be seen today in Anglesey, which is in Wales, and Lake District, which is in England. The largest effect of the Caledonian orogeny is the Great Glen Fault, which is a transformed fault in Scotland. The second significant geological event is the Variscan orogeny, which happened 280 million years ago when the continents had converged to form the supercontinent Pangaea. The event led to the formation of the mountain belts that can be found in southern Wales and northern England. The orogeny also resulted in intrusions in Devon and Cornwall, including the granite intrusions that are located in southwest peninsular of Britain. The third significant geological event is the Tertiary volcanic province. When Pangaea started to break up during the Jurassic period, which was 200 million years ago, the Atlantic Ocean started to form, separating Scotland and North America. The event caused wide-scale volcanic activity in Britain. The volcanoes left flood basalt rocks which can still be seen today in Fingal's Cave on the island of Staffa. These basalt rocks are famous for their hexagonal shapes. The event also led to the formation of the Jurassic Coast in southern England. The fourth and last significant geological event is the Alpine orogeny, which happened 40 million years ago. It is the collision of the African and Eurasian plates. The collision resulted in the formation of the London Basin syncline and the Weald Artois anticline. The 2 geological features are mostly made of sedimentary rocks. Question: are these the only causes that led to the formation of the rocks of Britain? The answer is no. We still have to consider the seafloor spreading phenomenon, the collision and drifting of other continents, the volcanic activities of neighboring volcanoes from other landmasses, and the other factors that are still not yet discovered by scientists as researches and studies are still going on. Here's a time-lapsed video animation showing how Britain was formed over time. The tiny red marked area is Britain. Let us proceed to the major rock units of Britain. Looking back to the geological map, on the upper right side, you can see that there is a legend depicting rocks from different periods and their current location in Britain. Rocks from the Tertiary period are the soft sediments that can be found in London and Hampshire basins. Basalt rocks and intrusives can be seen in western Scotland. Rocks from the Jurassic and Cretaceous period are the weak sedimentary rocks located in southern and eastern England. These sedimentary rocks are chalk, soft limestones, sandstones, Oxford clay, gold clay, Portland limestones, Oolithic limestones, and Lias blue-gray clays. Rocks from the Permian and Triassic period are the red sandstones and mudstones that can be found in Midlands, red mudstones with beds of salt and gypsum that can be found in West England, yellow and red sandstones with conglomerates including Sherwood sandstones can be found in Nottingham, Magnesian limestone is in the east of Pennines, granites in Devon and Cornwall. Rocks from the Carboniferous period are the strong sedimentary rocks that can be found in northern England, South Wales, and central Scotland, and as well as the coalfields. Limestones with cherts in South Pennines, thin-bedded limestones and shales in northern England and Scotland, slates and grits in Cornwall and Devon. Rocks from the Lower Paleozoic era in the mountains of Wales, Lake District, and southern uplands, slates such as Festiniog slate, Wenlock limestone, and rhyolite and andesite lavas and tuffs of Snowdon. In the Scottish Highlands, Dalradian schists, gneisses, and marbles can be found. Lastly, from the Precambrian era, Moyne schist and gneisses can be found in the Scottish Highlands. Torridonian sandstone and Lewisian basement gneisses can be found in northwest Scotland and the Outer Hebrides. Now to the last part of my report, which are the effects of the diverse rocks of Britain on the engineering industry, specifically infrastructures, energy, and resources. Looking back again at the geological map, where in the south of Wales and Scotland and north of England, there are coalfields present. Coals found in those areas were extracted that bolstered and sustained Britain's energy demands. In 1981, Britain was able to produce 128 million tons of coal per year and employed thousands of people, which helped the economy and livelihood of its citizens. In terms of the water supply, in North and West Britain, rocks tend to be hard and impermeable, which means they do not let water penetrate, and when that happens, water tends to stay on the surface, and there will be a lot of reservoirs in the area. In Scotland and Wales, there are hydroelectric power plants that harness energy from the reservoirs. In the south and east of Britain, rocks are softer and impermeable, which means they allow water to penetrate, but they still have a large water supply because of the aquifers or an underground layer of water around London. In terms of infrastructure, in north and west of Britain, rocks have high bearing strength, and through quarrying, engineers were able to use those rocks for civil projects. In the south and east of Britain is a huge disadvantage in building projects, since the area is mostly made of sedimentary rocks, which are weaker compared to the rocks in the north and west. But engineers were able to find a solution to this problem. They have manufactured building materials such as bricks, which have enough construction properties to be used in infrastructures. This is also the reason why you would mostly see in your favorite series, movies, and books that the houses in England are made of bricks. You have reached the end part of my report, So in summary, you have learned that there were four significant geological events that helped form Britain to become what it is today. And those are the Caledonian Orogeny, Variscan Orogeny, Tertiary Volcanic Province, and Alpine Orogeny. You have also learned about the major rock units found in Britain and which eras and periods they were formed. Lastly, I have discussed the effects of the diverse rocks of Britain and how it helped the nation in terms of its energy needs and resources and infrastructures. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have learned something.